and I got a bunch of stuff off it right now because I've had some issues with it. There's a rear wheel bearing that I need to mess around with. I got a new chain for this thing. The chain I'm not installing right now because this one's fine for the time being. I have a fuel leak that's been nasty in my gas tank, so I took the gas tank off over there, and I'm going to throw some JB Weld on the plastic there and make that good. I'm going to do that overnight so then it can dry for tomorrow. Also, I have a rear brake. The brake is right here, so I'm going to install the rear brake, and that way I can have some braking power, so that will be nice. But for some reason the wheel bearing isn't fitting the greatest, so I'm going to see what I can do to kind of put some shims or some spacers in there so it can hold it in there tight. So yeah, that's a work in progress right now. I'm going to get at this tomorrow because I forgot the key as well, and it's getting late and I need to work tomorrow. So after work I'm going to come here and do a couple other things, but this is on the menu for getting it done. Yeah, if you haven't checked out this other stuff, I have a video with my ARP head studs for my engine that we just installed and drilled and tapped for. So I'm working on both right now at the same time, but this is our order of business for now. I prepared this surface here so then I can put some JB Weld on this thing here. It looks like it was burned at some point and then repaired or whatever, I don't know, but I'm gonna fix that so it doesn't leak anymore. And I'm gonna put some 5-minute stuff on it now, and then I'm going to do some overnight, like 6-hour or whatever. I don't even know, this stuff might even be an hour long. There you go, sets in 20 to 25 minutes. So that'll do first, just do like a skim coat over it so that can stay, or I might just do all of this. The cure time is 15 to 24 hours, so probably end up just doing this whole thing and smearing that all over that tonight. But I'm probably going to do that at home and not here, or I might do it here. Actually, screw it, I'm going to do it here and then I'm going to leave for the night. So I'll set up my tripod and then I'll get that going. So I'm doing this surface right here. I'm going to go all the way around, and I'm also going to do this little bit. I know that this, I have to actually clock this back this way. Basically, I'm going to even do the bolt on there. I'm going to clean this up and make sure that there's no gas on it, but I'm going to do the bolt as well, secure that in there, and then there's a little leak right on the metal part there. I'm just going to lather it all over and make that happen, and then we can just slap some quick enamel paint on it later tomorrow. I'm just going to mix this all together. I probably am just going to use like a good majority of it. I don't know if I'll use the whole thing, but enough of it that it's going to actually be good. I'm going to be generous with it. Really, there's not a need for me to, yeah, I'm going to do the whole thing. There's not a need for me to save any of it. These are pretty small tubes as they are, and that way you know that it's a 1-to-1 ratio. It might be more than I need, but whatever. It's like, I think like 10 or 12 bucks for this stuff. All right, there we go. So that's that. I'm going to mix it all together. And this way, by the time I go to sleep, go to work, and then come back and stuff, this stuff will already be dried and cured. I'm just going to lather it right on, make sure all the gaps are all sealed up, and then afterwards we'll smooth it out. And really, JB Weld is the way to go when you're trying to fix stuff like this. Like, you can use stuff that is like, you know, fuel friendly, that will be good for sealing up fuel leaks, but even that is just such a risk. I find that it's just better just to do it once, do it right with the JB Weld. Like I said, I'm going right over the bolt here, and then I'm just going to smooth the rest of this out and then stick my hand in some paint thinner. And this tomorrow is going to be flipping rock solid too, so there's no way that it's not going to work. Not the prettiest thing, but once we slap some paint on it, I don't even think it's gonna matter. If you've seen my last drift car, I'll link a video right here. You'll see that JB Weld was like my best friend in that build. I used it way more than I needed to, and it worked awesome. That should be good for now. All right, so now we just leave that to sit for 24 hours or until I'm back from work tomorrow. They say 15 to 24 hours. So this was the old junk that came off it, and this is what I mean. Even if it's fuel friendly, it's like, it's still like, things get hot, things melt, things do whatever. Like, it's not good. So that JB Weld should be perfect for that. All right, so we're back here another day. I got this JB Weld all hardened up. It's been like 16 hours or so. It's rock solid, so there's gonna be no more fuel leaks, and I'm gonna install that back on. I might slap some little bit of paint on it. So I'm gonna put this on the bike, fill it back up with fuel, and then that's one part done. All right, there we go. So I just sprayed that with some high heat engine enamel. Anyways, I'm just gonna let that dry real quick and then I'll slap that thing back on. Okay, so I just got this bike up on the bucket just for stability right now. So what I'm dealing with the rear tire is the bearing in there. It has some play, like they're both new bearings on both sides, but the spacer here, you can see that thing spins. That should be like nice and tight in there. So I'm going to put some spacers in there, like some washers or something, just to see if I can't tighten that up a bit, because the little bit of wobble that it does have while it's just sitting here, when you're riding it, it's a huge wobble. So, you know, once you get up to speed and stuff. So I'm just gonna take this apart and like off camera, and then I'm gonna see what I can figure out. If I can figure something out, then good. And from there, it's just putting the rear brake on and getting the gas tank back on. Okay, so I might have just won with that. I only had one washer in there and I put the other ones back where they go. And I think that the disc brake is just a little warped, but other than that, like, spins nice and straight. So kind of nice and straight. I think that's about as straight as I'm going to get it. But we'll see. I'm going to put the brake on and then I might have to slightly adjust it. But so the brake, here, pretty sure these come assembled. That's how the last one came anyways. So look at that, that's perfect. It even comes with an extra bracket, brand new bracket, zip ties, and 2 extra brake pads too. So I have extra pads when these ones run out, so that's good news. And then also comes with a master cylinder. So the master cylinder is just bolted on, and I believe that these brakes are already bled because the fluid in here is full. So I think it's already bled to where it needs to be. So I'm just going to install this and then see how it works. Okay, sweet. So I got this rear brake on, and I'm pretty stupid. I forgot that this rear brake needed to be on and that bracket was on there. So that was the missing portion of the bracket. I didn't need a washer in there. So got it hooked up here to the master cylinder. I'm going to tighten the master cylinder a little more, and then basically that's done. So that's good news. And now I'm going to work on the fuel tank, get that back on, get some fuel in it, and then get the body parts back on, and then take her for a rip. Alright, so I just got all this back together, and I'm going to do the sketchiest thing that I need to do here. I don't know why I poured it into this thing, but I did. Nope. Nope, 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 not going to work. Oh my gosh. Wow. Let's try this again. That's a real good way to take the paint off your floor, though. So what I did right there is probably the best case scenario. What I did before was just stupid. All right, so I'm just gonna fire this thing up for the first time. I noticed that there's no leak. So before it was just leaking like crazy, and it actually looks pretty good, so I'm happy about that. So I'm just gonna take this down and I'm gonna start it. So that's good news. So the bearing's done on that thing. I'm gonna ride it around and see how that goes. The rear brake is on, so that's good. The fuel tank is back on and the fuel leak is fixed. So hopefully this bike's all good now. That's all I'm gonna do for today. So if you like that video, definitely hit that subscribe button, and there's more for this bike that's coming. I'm actually gonna turbocharge this thing at some point, so it's gonna be sweet. Hit that like button, let me know you like this video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this. Don't forget to hit us up on our Discord server and our WhatsApp server. The link's in the description. See you in the next one. See you later.